All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. All right, so the crypto market and the stock market are heating up. I think prices are consolidating. We're getting to good price areas in the crypto market as far as Bitcoin goes. And I think, stocks like Nvidia are picking back up. Now we did have the sell off from DeepSeek, the DeepSeek fares, and again, I think it was just overblown. Most people are, they're happy that innovation is growing, and it's normal to see other people copycat something and make it better or add their own twist, but it's not going to bankrupt big companies like Nvidia or Tesla or anything like that. So, yeah, but the market's picking up. So let's take a look at some of these prices and let's see where everything is moving. All right, so if we take a look at crypto, I just said everything was up and it looks like it's red, but this just looks like the hour chart. But yesterday we were at 103. Right now we're hovering around 101. And it's right now, I think that 100K area, that 100 to 105K area is kind of like BTC's favorite spot to be moving around. Now we are getting into February, and it's going to get very bullish in my opinion. I think we're going to see the next leg up as far as BTC goes. I think we see 110 pretty soon, maybe even 120, right? And once we get to that area, we're going to see a lot of altcoins boom. Now, the whole DeepSeek, uh, controversy, that company, that AI startup is actually open source. So, like I said, a lot of the AI projects are going to benefit from, from this whole event that happened with people thinking, oh, well, Nvidia is going to go bankrupt. China's going to take over AI, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I still believe we need these good chips. We need these chips that Nvidia is producing. Now, obviously, you can find different ways to be more efficient with the chips, but ultimately, the workload is going to be increasing. Most people want to train, develop and train and deploy their AI solutions, and that's just going to take a lot of better hardware, right? We're not going to be running on H100s forever. And there was speculation that China actually had a bunch of H200s. So, yeah. But either way, we're going to need more advanced chips. I mean, things like autonomous driving and all this other stuff is going to need it's going to need advanced chips, right? All right, so let's take a look at some of the plays in crypto that I think are going to heat up. Again, I'm very focused on the AI sector. So, that is kind of my focus, and it's because it's been the hottest thing last year, and people are talking about it on Twitter. If you really want to get a pulse on what people are talking about or what people are excited about, just go on Twitter and look at the feed, right? Everybody's talking about AI, and specifically, everybody's talking about open source. So the first one, we have here is Render. Okay, so Render is not open source, but the reason why I point this one out is because it was the first kind of like project tied to AI or tied to decentral or quote unquote decentralized GPU power, but it's closed source, right? In these days, people don't like closed source. People like open source so they could see what's going on in the code. So that's one thing that Render has against it. And I honestly think Grayscale it had it on its list. Like Grayscale comes out with this list of the most valuable assets right now in the crypto space. They came out with a top list of 20. And I think they had Render at one point, but then they got rid of it. But nonetheless, even though it's closed source, Render for me is still going to perform very well during this bull market, right? And just because of the chart looks great. It broke its all-time highs back in 2021. I mean, it went all the way from was it 66 cents all the way to $12, right? And it's only at $2.8 billion market cap. So it's not a lot of market cap. I think it could be at least a 40, $50 billion play by the end of this bull run, right? By the end of the year, I think we could see anywhere from 30 to 50 billion. I think we could see render. I don't think that's off the table. Again, I always compare it to the meme coins that hit 50 to 80 billion. We saw Dogecoin hit 50 to 80 billion, and it didn't take much to do it, right? Because again, people are over leveraging on exchanges, and it's not much to pump a coin up to 30 billion these days. You got to remember the market caps are moving, and what was once considered a huge market cap, today it's not considered a huge market cap. So yeah, I think render is something to look at. Kind of something that's way better, in my opinion, is Akash. Akash is a good one, and this one's actually open source. I think this one's on the second page. Yeah, Akash is open source, and it kind of does the same thing render does. Right now, obviously, the price is not showing that, but the chart looks great, in my opinion. And it's at 610 million market cap. I could see this one going a lot higher. There's a lot of people on crypto Twitter talking about it. So, yeah, I could see that one go, probably the same. If render's going to do 30 to 50 billion, in Akash is open source, it could probably do a lot higher than that. But I would say safe 20 to 50 billion too for Akash and anything similar. A lot of people have been talking about EOS. EOS, a funny name. Oh, BitTensor is another one. So actually, Grayscale called out this one too. Grayscale called out BitTensor. Grayscale called out Akash. And a lot of people get thrown off by the price. Remember, you can't really get focused on the price. What you need to focus on is the market cap. You need to focus on the market cap. The market cap is what drives the price. Nobody really cares about the price. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's $400. It's too much money," right? So yeah. So yeah, I think this could do 30 to 50 billion too. I think all the AI plays could do 30 to 50 billion if the AI sector is already hot. But once things start to pump and people start promoting the putting that narrative out there more and more, I think these projects can easily get to 30 to 50 billion. BitTensor, Akash, Render. So I mean that's 20 to 50x anywhere from there. But again, that's just if it really catches on fire, which I think it is. I think and this is why I'm in this sector. This is why I'm in the AI plays, is because I think they have the most upside, right? All right, let's see what else. I think real world assets is going to do good too. People have been talking about real world assets. So things like Ondo, I think will do good. It's at a 4.28 billion. I'm really not into this project like that, but I've been hearing it a lot. A lot of reputable people have been talking about Ondo. It's at 4.28 billion. I don't like the fully diluted market cap though. Fully diluted market cap is at 13.5. And it's just way off from its market cap. Now, I'm not sure about the token unlocks. Yeah, I'm not sure even how to read this. Okay, so it says private sales started here. Okay, so private sales, they could start selling in January. Protocol it looks like it's spaced out all the way to 2029. But yeah, I don't really like the fully diluted, but a lot of people are talking about Ondo, and I guess since the tokens will be distributed, until 2029, it won't be that bad for this bull market, right? Because all the tokens won't unlock at the same time, essentially. All right. What else? Chainlink is another real world asset token that I believe is going to do well. It's at 2280, and right now it's a huge market cap, but I could see this one getting in the hundreds, right? They're doing a lot of good things. The people that run the project, and people are going to need real world information going into their protocols, and Chainlink is that it's up there, right? It's number 11 on the list. So, and I believe it's an American based company. Just recently, I think Trump's son said something about American based cryptos not being charged a capital gains tax. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but that's going to be something, a real bullish catalyst for these American crypto companies or crypto protocols, because if they come out and they say, okay, well, we're not going to do capital gains tax for, American based cryptos, then, people are going to be moving into American based cryptos. I mean, it's just going to be that simple. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be like cash. Like you would have to have bought like Chainlink cash. You couldn't like sell a stock. I mean, you would have to pay the capital gains for the stock and then put cash into that, because I could see people trying to use it as a loophole to not pay any capital gains tax. But those projects will just shoot up, right? If that actually passes. Now, I don't think that's gonna pass, because I mean that'd just be crazy if you're in Chainlink, or if you got in Chainlink at $5, now it's at 100 and you don't pay any capital gains tax. So I'm not sure if that's gonna work like that. I don't know if that's actually gonna pass, but we'll see, right? So Chainlink is another one. And this morning I mentioned three that you can double your money, in my opinion. So Ethereum, I think it's a solid double. I mentioned this morning. And then Solana, I think solid double. Obviously, I believe these can go a lot higher, but I I think they're a solid double, right? I think they're a solid double. And then I said Avalanche. So Avalanche, Solana, and Ethereum. I think those will make a solid double this year. But I think they're gonna do a lot more. But it was one of those things where I was saying, okay, like people with money in the bank, like what are you doing, right? Like you you're not putting your money to good use. You're not making money at the bank. This is a good opportunity. So this is why it's good to keep up with financial news, because these opportunities like this, if you had money in the bank, it wouldn't make sense to keep it in the bank. You if you did your research on some of these projects. And a lot of people, right? A lot of people don't see this opportunity. It's really only people in the crypto space that follow crypto like that understand, okay, like this is an easy way to double my money. I I You can't get that in the bank. You can't get that anywhere else. Like where else can you get a double? So anytime you could get a double, you need to really be paying attention to the sector that could give you that. But yeah, those were the three that I mentioned this morning. If we take a look at the stock market, I think Nvidia did okay today. I think it shot back up because again, people were fearful of like, oh well, DeepSeek is going to take over and stuff like that. But look at that rebound, right? If we took a 5-day chart, so we got a huge crash from 148 all the way to 115, and I think it was because the news of DeepSeek came over the weekend. And when was the weekend? It was 124. Yeah, so Friday, Nvidia was at 146, right? So during the weekend, that DeepSeek news started to creep in, and it just tanked all the way to 118. So people that bought on the dip, I mean, they're already almost up like close to 5 to 7%, right? And the more I hear, like, I don't know if you guys ever heard Jensen Huang speak, but the more I hear him speak, the more bullish I am on it, Nvidia. Not a lot of people are doing what he's doing. They go above and beyond to create their chips, and they're also getting into the autonomous vehicle industry, like the compute, the algorithm behind that. They're getting into all that, so they're going to be helping people do autonomous driving. So I know Elon has a monopoly on that space, but Nvidia is going to be providing the chips that are going to be able to have that capability. And I think it's going to be useful for like car manufacturers like Toyota or Kia or things like that. That's probably going to be their play, right? Because essentially every car is going to be autonomous. It's going to drive automatically. You're just going to get in and it's going to take you. And I'm pretty interested to see like the Tesla cab, the Tesla taxi that came out. It was actually in my mall that I live at, and but they took it out. So I think it was only there for like a week. And but I definitely I wanted to check it out. I didn't check it. I think right now they got the Cybertruck. But yeah, so it looks like Nvidia's bouncing back. Let's see what Dell did. And the overall markets are up. I think the S&P is over 6,000, which is really good. Um, if we look at the 5 day, I mean, look at that. The S&P was like at 5,906, 5,900. Was it? Yeah. 5,000, yeah, 5,900. Now it's at 6,000. And it was at 61, so it's rebounding good. And Richard Fan was saying this the other day. He was saying, "Oh, like the stock market is a continuous bull market," and that is the case. The whole point of the stock market is to make money, so it's always going to come back in price. There's never going to be a time where it doesn't come back. So as long as you're invested in quality stocks, I mean, and you hold long term, you should be good. There shouldn't be any issue, right? All right, so that's pretty much it. The markets are overall doing pretty good. Those are my top picks, and yeah, we'll see as we move into February. I think we're going to see some price increases for crypto, your favorite stocks, and I think we're just going to see some good movement at the beginning of the end of this Q1 and then going into Q2. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.